Hey there, everybody, and I just wanted to welcome you to the live broadcast. And this is Feed My Sheep Farm, and we're going to have some interesting news about what's been going on. I want to give you a little bit of backstory about our story and how we got where we are today. So we've been in ministry for several years, but we took that ministry even higher when we broke out of the urban center and we moved out to the country. Some people called it the outback, but we decided that we were going to move from Calgary into the rural area of Vulcan. And but the long-term backstory is that we actually were raised in the Calgary area, and we, my wife and I, ended up having 7 children, and we've had a really good go of things. We've been homeschooling, and our children have learned a lot of really neat skills, especially since we went to the the rural lifestyle. So that was quite an interesting adventure. Our children have learned things like working with animals and working with different old-fashioned skills like shearing sheep and carding wool and washing wool and making homemade soap and homemade products and learning how to cook food from scratch. And on top of that, we've had plenty of opportunity to have ministry time with guests. We've taken people into our home. We've helped people at different points of crisis. Some people suicidal, some people on the brink of divorce. Other people just facing just real discouragement in their life, and they came to discover something new, to find out how they could break away from the old and to make a new lifestyle. And some people just wanted to get it back on track. Anyway, so the backstory is that we've worked on the streets, helping people, ministering to the homeless and bringing things to the poor, whether it be picking up household items, rounding them up, and delivering them off. We've just helped people at various states of disrepair. But anyways, when we first moved to Vulcan, that was 7 years ago. Before that, we were living in Balzac, and we lived there for 5 years, and we had a really good relationship with our previous landlord. And there we actually started growing our own food, and so that was nice. We lived on a 1-acre parcel, and we lived there until the landlord decided, since the new property needed some renovations, I guess. The septic system had gone down, and it was an older property, and he had decided, since they were going to build a church on that property, they didn't want to invest in a septic system that could go down or just not be the appropriate style of system for a church that he wanted to build. So anyways, that was the point at which we decided that between the landlord and us, that it was time that we move, and so we went on a search, and we went all over the place. We went up to Wainwright and drove everywhere, and then one day we just my daughter and I went to Vulcan here, and we found this property that was really beautiful. I mean, we came down, and it was actually an answer to prayer in so many ways, like trees and bushes. There was a tree house already here, and lots of outbuildings, and just because we really wanted to break into the livestock, raising livestock, and trying something new, and just really getting back to that salt of the earth lifestyle. And so it's been an adventure. It's been fun. We started out with 3 sheep, which was 2 ewes and a ram. That was our first, foray into the world of sheep. We also got chickens. We got roosters. We got honeybees, and so we've tried a few different types of livestock, and we really love it. And it's been really great for the kids because, as I say, they've gotten that sort of salt of the earth, get down into the dirt and get your hands dirty and learn how to live this life, and pick up some old skills that a lot of people that live in the city just don't get exposed to. I mean, a lot of families that are raising their children today, they're dealing with kids constantly on these iPads or these iPhones or tablets or whatever it is. They're always on their computer playing games and everything else. And I didn't want that for my kids. So, I didn't want the whole go to school, be trained the same old thing that everybody's trained, and learn to walk lockstep with the world. We wanted to raise our children in the ways of the Lord, and learning the Bible and learning about God's creation and just how wonderful it is, and just learning those real skills that connect people to the earth. And we wanted to raise them naturally, as chemical free as possible. So we wanted to grow our own, raise our own food. And we wanted to ensure that we were doing it naturally, so no herbicides, no pesticides, all of that kind of thing. So, it was a big learning curve, and we definitely learned a lot of things along the way, including capturing rainwater and using it on the property, because we actually have wells on the property that produce pretty slowly, but with the rainwater capture, that's been really good, because we've been able to turn that around. And though we have a slow water flow, we've been able to make the most of it by capturing that rainwater and reusing it, and hand watering plants, and hand weeding gardens and all of that kind of stuff. So, that's been really fun. Anyway, so we found this property. It was an answer to prayers when we found this place. And then what was interesting was, we've been here for 7 years, been really good relationship with the landlord, and he's given us lots of good feedback about how he likes, the relationship we have, and just how well we've kept the property, and really, it's been positive. And so, when the time came after 7 years of living here that, he and his wife are now retired, and they decided that, with all that they have going on, they don't really need to have a property of this size to maintain and everything else. Even though we're low maintenance, it's an extra burden that they didn't really need in the way of having to worry about that. They go on vacation quite a bit, and they just really like to have that freedom. So they decided they wanted to list, and this was probably like 2.5, 3 years ago. And so initially it was interesting because it coincided with what happened was I was out, and we'd been having some issues and stuff in town here with just discouragement. And in any event, that day I prayed in the morning, and I just said, God, what is it we're doing here? Do you intend for us to stay here, or what's going on? And then a couple hours later, and I didn't talk to the landlord, I didn't talk to anybody about that. The landlord showed up on the property, and he said, do you have a couple minutes? I just wanted to talk to you. I said, okay, no problem. So we went for a little walk, and he told me that they wanted to sell the property. And so we started on our hunt, looking for and praying for a property for us to move to. And so after, probably, about a year of looking, maybe 9 months of looking, we had gone all over the place. We'd gone to Saskatchewan, north of Edmonton. We'd been southern Alberta, and all over the place, looking at different properties for the very one that that was going to be the good fit for us and our family. In any event, so we couldn't find anything, and we were at odds. I was praying, and I said, Lord, I don't know. I mean, where are we supposed to go? What are we supposed to do? Like, we're coming up to the deadline, and we need a place to go. But I prayed, and I said, Lord, the same thing that I prayed before, I pray again, which is that, I desire to be in your perfect will. I desire for our family to be in your perfect will. And so if it is not our time to move yet, then, just extend our time, and you know how to do that. Well, within a day or two, the landlord came to me on his own accord, and he had let me know that, if my wife wanted to plant a garden, that we were free to stay longer. There were some things he wanted to get done on the property before he sold the place anyways. And since we hadn't found anything yet, this was good for us because it gave us more time. So he gave us another year, and this happened a couple times. And in each time, I didn't discuss it with the landlord to extend our time or anything. So it's just like every time God gave us an extension, that was him, and really cool. So, this just goes to show how much when you put yourself in the hands of the Lord, how much He will, take care of you. And in any event, probably about a year ago or maybe a year and a half ago, I don't know how long ago it was, a friend of mine who's a realtor started telling me about this one client of his that he's worked with, and this client has been trying to sell this property through this realtor friend of mine, and did not get a chance to. Just didn't sell. Anyway, so he had told me that there, is quite a bit of land there, and we could go up there if we wanted to, and get some hay off the land and bring it back and feed it to our animals. So that and a few other times he mentioned this property. In fact, one point we actually probed into possibly renting there, but the landlord wasn't interested at that time. So, anyways, this realtor friend of mine had told me, he's really a great guy, and be really great if you could rent from him, but he's just not really interested. Anyway, so once again, we've been kind of on this hunt since that time, and recently we're coming down to the crunch time because we knew our landlord wanted to list it this year, 2019, starting in around August. In any event, so we been praying and looking at different properties, and just nothing was the good fit. I mean, we looked at a lot of properties, and we need a specific kind of set of criteria that's going to be a good match for us. So anyways, I just prayed, and I felt the Lord told me to put a listing on Kijiji, just telling others about our family and about who we are and about what our need was. And so I went ahead and did that, and I ended up having 3 people reach out to us, and this last one that reached out to us was this realtor who is up northwest of Calgary, and he had a property he wanted to show us, and that the owner was listing it for sale, but who knows, maybe he'd be open to renting it. And long and the short of it is that we went and saw this property, and what was happening was that my wife had initially brought it to me. The realtor had contacted her and told her that, did we call him? And my wife and I looked at each other, and no, we didn't call him, but evidently he was under the impression that we called him, and that's why he reached out to us, but we didn't call him. So, God ordained that. Anyway, so we ended up looking at the ad together, and beautiful property. Is just the right fit for us, except for the price was just like $800 more than we could afford. And, as it was, we kind of set ourselves a ceiling based on like probably about $600 more than we're currently paying at our current property. And so that was going to be like $1,400 over and above what we're currently paying, and that just was unattainable. Anyhow, so I reached out to him, and I thanked him for approaching us and talking to us about it, but I let him know that while the property looks really great and everything, it just does not, it's out of our price range, and we're just not going to be able to manage that. So anyhow, long and the short of it is that he indicated to us that, sorry, we're still interested in going having a look at it. Maybe we could work something out. So we said, well, okay. And he said, so when can you come up? And I said, well, Friday would work. And so we went and saw the place, and just as I had suspected, it was like perfect. It was just the right property for us. And there's definitely some work to be done on the outside, but the house has been renovated. And so for us, a family of 9, and to be able to have a house that fits us with the space for our livestock and a lot of potential and flexibility and stuff, this was the perfect fit. So anyway, I just wanted to give testimony to just the greatness of God and how He has fulfilled again and again our prayers, and just by providing this at the last minute, guys. I mean, this is like the 11th hour pretty much, and we're facing move out, but I just knew, like I mean, I'm not saying I never doubted. Interesting thing happened when I first heard that this property was for sale. I received this word from the Lord that I felt was from Him, and it was that we're going to live northwest of Calgary. And so, every time I went and looked at these other properties and they weren't northwest of Calgary and everything else, and then when we saw this one and it was northwest of Calgary and it was right at the last minute and it's just the right fit, and I was like, wow, that's just awesome. So anyway, I wanted to let you know about this. I hope that this has encouraged you from what has happened to us. Now, I did mention in the description of this video that for anybody who actually watched this video all the way to the end, I have a special thing for you because you're listening through and you're giving me your time. If you will listen to the end of this video, I will enter your name. So here's the deal. We have a draw that we're giving away some fresh lamb meat from our own lamb that we've raised on grass, hormone-free, pesticide-free, all natural. We've got really good reviews from people who have eaten our lamb before and our sheep meat, and so they're really happy with it. I would like to, for those of you who are watching this video and watch it all the way to the end and follow the couple steps that I have for you, I'd like to enter your name into a draw for not only some free meat, but also some homemade soap that is made by my wife, and some homemade face cloths that have been made by my daughter. And I would like to gift that to somebody for taking the time to listen to this. And the other thing is, so here's what I need you to do. Listen to the end of the video. I'll give you instructions how you can be entered into the draw. So there's going to be another probably 5 minutes. I'm just going to share another thing that I want to talk to you about while I have you. And so just listen to the end, and then you'll find out how you can win. You can get entered into the draw and what needs to take place in order for you to qualify for that. So it's just a couple little things, nothing to it. You don't have to pay anything if you don't want to. Although I will let you know right now that we are in need of some extra funds for our move. And so we, with all of the costs of moving everything, we've got livestock to move, we've got all of the things that we need to maintain our livestock and various other work that we're doing. We have a different equipment and belongings that we have to move with 9 people, you can imagine. So we do have a fundraiser that I have posted to Facebook, and I would ask that if you are at all able to, could you please donate something? $10, $20, $50, whatever it is you could, to help us move our operation. Just so you know, this operation, since we've been operating it for 7 years, like I said, we've been helping many people, and we never charged them anything. We've taken them into our house. We've picked up and delivered resources. We've helped people move. We've done a variety of different things to minister to people right at their point of need, but we don't charge people for it. We don't charge them even if they stay for a week. And we had a couple stay with us for a couple of years, and we didn't charge them anything. We try to help people as much as we can. We help people overseas in different Christian ministries over there. So our heart is and our efforts are to continuously help people at their point of need. Well, right now we're at a point of need, and we could use your help. For anybody that helps us out, you will also, if you give any amount whatsoever, your name will be entered into our draw that we're giving away. So just thank you so much anyways for listening into this video. We will be releasing more videos about our farm and some of the new things, like we're going to release some information as we move to the new farm. There'll be some footage of us moving in and some of our plans. I'll give you a tour of that property so you can get an idea of what we're doing and where we're going from. The inside, a beautiful house. The outside needs some work. There's some buildings that are run down, and we're going to need to refurbish those. We're going to need to build some new structures for our different livestock. But all in all, it's going to be a great adventure, and we're going to invite you out too. If you're in the area, in the Calgary area, you're going to get an opportunity to come to our open house when we get that going. So stay tuned for that. Also, don't forget, into the description of this video, there is a link to our Facebook, Feed My Sheep Farm. If you look in Feed My Sheep Farm in Facebook, you will find our page. Please like and share our page. And please like and share. This is what, in order to qualify to enter into the draw, you don't have to donate, although it's really much appreciated if you do. But please share this video and encourage people to watch it. Encourage, if you can, anybody you know who has a heart to help others to donate and help us with the moving fund. So here's what you need to do in order to qualify to get entered into the draw. You need to like this video, comment into the video that you have shared it on Facebook or on Twitter, whatever social network that you've shared it. And so like it and share it, and then comment in the video beneath this video to say that you have shared it, and include your email address. Or you can direct message me or text me on my phone, 403-690-4636, and let me know that you have you've shared this video out, and we will enter your name into a draw for farm fresh lamb that's just been butchered, that homemade soap and the homemade face cloths. And this is just our little thank you for your support, watching the video, and for sharing it out. So thank you, and if you can, please click the link in the description, go to our fundraiser page, and donate any amount whatsoever. Thank you so much for listening in, and God bless you.